All right. Welcome to another episode of Rooting for Laundry. I'm your host, Johnny McDonald. Please follow us at Root for Laundry on IG and Twitter, like it says on the ticker right there. Check it out. Today is Monday. Thanks again for joining us. This is episode number 27, and it's going to be fun. Like, share, and subscribe on the YouTubes and the Facebooks, and we appreciate you joining us. Today we're going to cover LeBron James. I never wanted to cover a player, but LeBron is definitely the exception to the rule. And today we got two funny guys, two hilarious guys I love talking sports with coming on today. First guest, you could have seen him on Comedy Central and the LOL Network. Give it up for my man, Witt. Eagle, thanks for joining in, man. I appreciate you guys. I got your IG and Twitter right on the ticker, so everybody's going to know after this. How you feeling, man?
You know what? I'm just changing my name to what the truth is, which is
Word. Thanks again for joining in. Next guest, not so much of a LeBron fan, but he's a big sports guy. Love talking sports with him. He's another comedian. You can see him all over. Give it up for my man, Chris Scopo.
Hi,
Chris, what's up, bro?
How are you? No, LeBron's not the GOAT. He's a man in Chicago that is the GOAT. And it always will be.
LeBron's GOAT.
Well, yeah, thanks for joining in. I appreciate you guys joining in, and we're going to get to the GOAT discussion probably near the end, but we're going to just take time to celebrate LeBron's career. So it's crazy to think that we've been watching this guy since he was like 16, 17 years old. So, Eagle, I'll ask you first. Did you ever see LeBron's like first high school games? If you guys remember, it was like televised on ESPN. It was a big deal.
He wasn't born yet. He wasn't born yet.
I remember seeing him on ESPN for sure.
Yeah. And Scopo, I know, have you seen it would at one point they were talking about putting his games on pay-per-view. That's how big LeBron it was.
I remember watching him in high school, and he had a game on ESPN. And I remember he scored 50 on ESPN, and I was like, that was the easiest 50 I've ever seen a human being do in my life. And it was nothing for him.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. So, Eagle, I'll get back to you. What made you grow you to be a LeBron fan? Did you know back then there's this guy's going to be the shit, or
When he first came in the NBA, I mean, I like the hype. Everybody liked the hype, but when he first came in the NBA, I actually thought he was boring to watch. I kind of thought he was kind of stiff. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of finesse.
I agree. Yeah.
And then eventually, it's undeniable. I'm like, okay, he's great. This is undeniable. Plus, it kind of fun to watch him just power through people.
Yeah, at 6'8", 240, he's like a man-child. He's a guy that he's a 15-year-old in an adult grown-ass man's body, and he just moves funny. Wouldn't you agree, Chris? It's it's just
he's an alien. That's what he is. He's an alien. He's not real. I was saying if we had to send one person out to fight aliens, it'd be LeBron. He's 6'8", huge, and you can't outrun him. He's the perfectly crafted human being.
Definitely. It's just wild. So, I'll get into his he gets drafted right out of high school in 2003, and that's a killer draft. One of the best draft classes I remember with Bosh, Wade, Melo, all those guys, and he's number one pick by his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers. And usually high school guys, you kind of question them until probably around 95, where you had KG coming out of high school, Kobe, and other guys, and now LeBron's just did it. So what was your Eagle? I'll start with you first. What was how did you perceive LeBron in his rookie year, coming into the league?
I think he exceeded expectations. I mean, he was 18. First game, I think in the first game he had 25, 5 and 5. It's just it's crazy. I mean, he was really a kid, even though he was much bigger and stronger than other NBA players already. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, it's insane. And Scopo, I'll pin that to you. What did you think about LeBron's first impression of his rookie year?
Was it his first game against Sacramento, or maybe it was against the Nuggets actually? And I remember watching it, and I was like, he looks like he's a star, all-star already. The guy is unreal, and he carried himself perfectly. It's he was coached since he was a child. You know how you teach children to read and write? He was taught how to give interviews at 4 years old.
Yeah, the maturity level is
honestly
off the charts.
Yeah. And the fact how much people have made millions and millions of dollars off this man. The town of Cleveland goes bankrupt every time he leaves.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad how much they fucking need this man. It's just like he really is like a corporation.
Yeah, definitely. And in that rookie year, he goes, he wins rookie of the year, leads the Cavs. He proves them by 18 games the previous season. They go 35-47, just missing the playoffs, which is crazy because the East just sucked at the time. So 35-4. I remember the Knicks got in the playoffs with 39 wins that year. So it's kind of like, all right, you know, the lopsidedness between the East and the West was terrible. And a lot of people debate that rookie of the year win by LeBron because a lot of people said Melo should have won it because Melo led his team to the playoffs. And like they just said, like, all right, Melo had a kind of, I wouldn't say put up better stats, but he was more of a leader. Eagle, I'll start with you. What do you think? You think that's controversial or that's just whatever?
No, I think Bron was the rookie of the year. I mean, I'm a stat guy when it goes to like rookie of the year awards. To be honest, all those end of year awards, I'm always like a stat guy. I'm not really a team guy when it comes to those. So I say Bron because his stats are better.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. I get how people could root for Melo for rookie of the year.
Yeah, Chris, you agree or you?
Oh no, I mean, listen, LeBron was rookie of the year before the year started. Like he had to win rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't gonna be. It was like in baseball 2 years ago where they had Ohtani, who was the first guy to pitch and hit.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Like he shouldn't have won rookie of the year, but he won it before the year started. It's like the year was gonna have. LeBron could have been hurt for 15, 20 games, and he still was gonna win it. So
yeah,
it didn't matter. Like Melo wasn't the savior of the NBA. LeBron is.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference between that and besides, Melo can shoot, and that's about it.
Yeah, all around great scorer. Yeah, all around great.
Can't play D. He's not a good rebounder. Doesn't pass often.
Yeah, but So he wins the rookie of the year. Follow his season 2005. He makes his first All-Star game, and Cavs missed the playoffs, but they improved 42-40 record. And then 06, he wins the All-Star game MVP in Houston, and then he leads the Cavs to the playoffs for the first time. And which is cool, but he loses in the second round of Detroit. And that's the Detroit team, you know, Ben Wallace and Rasheed and all those guys. You're not beating those guys. So I'll get to 2007 where, you know, this is LeBron's coming out party. He leads Cleveland to the finals against the Spurs team, which is I remember. Do you remember the game 5? West Eastern? Yeah, 48. Eagle, you remember that game?
Yeah.
That was like his coming out game to me. Would you agree?
Dog, his whole career has been a coming out game to me.
Yeah. But that game was the first game I was like, holy shit.
He led the league in scoring, or at least averaged like 30.
Mm-hmm. But that game he had 40. Yeah, like Scopo, you remember like 48, 9 rebounds, 7 assists against Detroit.
Scored 48, and he had 25 straight Cleveland points.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. 25 straight, and then I think he was like 22 or 23. Because he gave I remember the press conference, and he was like, "I'm not going to get much sleep with a 2-year-old walking." I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking 22 with a kid with a 2-year-old? Holy fuck! You're such a fucking mature human being." Not knowing that was Bronny, who's going to be a fucking savage himself. But I remember he scored 25 straight points for Cleveland, and I mean, you couldn't stop him. Even Ben Wallace, I think, tried to elbow him in the face a few times. That didn't work out. Yeah,
that didn't work. And that was a savage Detroit team. They were all like thugged out. You know what I'm saying?
That was the ending of that Detroit run where they did the gentleman's sweep to the Lakers.
Yeah.
And they had Larry Brown as the coach still, I think.
Yeah. So, that was it for them. But they went, Cleveland, they match up with the Spurs, you know, Duncan, Parker, Ginobili. Tough team. And that Cavs team was like, besides LeBron, that Cavs team wasn't good. If you remember, you had Drew Gooden, Eric Snow, Ilgauskas, Boobie Gibson, who had like a high 30 points, 30 something points in the sweep against San Antonio. So that team wasn't like that finals. Eagle, going into that finals, did you see them like doing not standing a chance against the Spurs?
No.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping for it. I was hoping for that huge upset where he just takes over on that level. But I mean, it was like impossible.
Yeah, that team wasn't like really good. So, but it goes to show you how LeBron is. He led that, not so good team to a finals, and then that's his first finals, and then it gets swept out. So go to 2008, he wins his second All-Star Game MVP in New Orleans, and in March of that year, he becomes the Cavs' all-time leading scorer, passing Brad Daugherty
with 27 points.
27 points. So like. Yeah, so he's the all-time leading scorer in Cleveland history, and wins his first scoring title, and then but they lose to Boston in the second round in 7 games, so it wasn't beaten. They lose to Boston second round in 7 games. That was the 08 season when Boston won the championship. They beat the Lakers, but LeBron had a good year. So I'll fast forward 2009. This is like Cleveland's best year. They win 66 games, and he's second in Defensive Player of the Year voting behind Dwight Howard, and then he wins his first ever MVP award, and the first Cavs player to do so. And then he gets easy work in the playoffs, sweeps everybody till he gets to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals versus Orlando. Eagle, I asked you if you remember that series against Orlando in 09, and you think that was the year that, all right, well, Cleveland's going to the finals.
Yeah, but there's I mean, them early years, man, I was always thinking like, yo, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it just comes up short. Mm-hmm. So Scopo, do you remember that Eastern Conference Finals against Orlando?
Yeah, I remember that was supposed to be the Kobe LeBron's matchup.
Yeah, that was supposed to be big.
That was supposed to be Kobe LeBron, and this was like, Kobe's second half going, and then LeBron's the new guy. I was pumped for that. And then I think Orlando beat him in 5, because I remember he hit the shot.
Beat him in 6. They beat him in 6.
He hit the shot in Cleveland in game 2 to win the game, and I thought that was it. I thought they were going to win the series, and then fucking Orlando just took it to him, and then we never got Kobe LeBron. Never got it.
Yeah, that would have been epic, but it fell short. And then LeBron gets criticism. He walks off the court after the loss to Orlando. He's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
He still does that to this day.
Yeah. Like petty LeBron, it's crazy. So the following year, 2010, he wins his second MVP award back to back. So LeBron's already cementing his legacy. And then they play the Boston Celtics, who just won a championship in 08 and lose the Celtics in 6, second round. And that one game, the first time that turned me off to LeBron, I remember game 6 was, this is his final year in Cleveland. And, they're getting their ass beat by Boston. And he's just sitting on the sidelines like, yeah, I'm out of here. Do you remember that, Scopo? He was just like, yeah.
Delonte West was banging his mom.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's got Delonte West's dong in his face, thinking about he's banging his mom. He's trying to fucking bring the team back down 3-2. Of course he would have fucking lost that game. If I would have had if my teammate was banging my mom, I'd be like, yeah, fuck this team. I'm going to Miami where it's sunny outside all the time. He's got fucking factory workers that are yelling at him to tell him to do better. It's like, no, I'm going to Miami.
He's getting booed out the building. Yeah, Eagle, you remember that with 2010? Yeah. And you could tell he was out, right?
Nah, yeah, you could tell he was leaving. I didn't know if he was going to I didn't know where he was going, but I knew he wasn't staying.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Took off his shirt as soon as they lost. He took off his shirt. He threw it into the crowd, and I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker's gone. This guy's gone."
Word. So, he's now a free agent. July 8th, 2010. The decision comes on ESPN, held at a Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich, Connecticut. And Scopo, me and you as Knicks fans, we're like, okay, he's nearby New York. He had 6 teams to pick. He either stays with the Cavs, he can go to the Knicks, Nets, Bulls, Clippers, or Miami. So, Scopo, I'll ask you first. Where at the time of the decision, where did you think he was going?
Well, I remember I thought he was going to stay in Cleveland. I was like, come on, he can't. The people of Cleveland were like begging him on the street. They had signs. It's like these people have nothing. You can't do that to them. Like you can't really. They literally have nothing out in Cleveland. You can take it away the only thing, and I was like, he's got to be staying in Cleveland. But I was like, I was like, maybe he's going to the Knicks. I was like, if he wants to be the shit, you go to the Knicks. That's what I thought in my head. I was like, if he wants to be the shit. And then I remember fucking Stephen A. Smith came on the radio because Stephen A. Smith gave up sports for like a year. He went into politics.
I remember that. Yeah.
Fucking being weird and talking politics. Yeah, because you were 7. And no, I swear to God, he worked for CNN for like a year because he wanted to get into like politics, and then he realized politics suck when to go back to sports.
Wow.
And he was on with Mike Francesa, and he was like, "Yo, all my sources tell me he's going to go to Miami with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade." And I was like, "Fuck! If Stephen A's fucking leaving the political world for this, he knows shit."
Yeah, Eagle, tell me. Yeah,
he's going back to Miami.
Yeah, Eagle, tell me your thoughts on the decision, where you thought he was going.
I thought and hoped he was going to the Knicks.
We all did.
And then when he made the decision, it was just like, wow. It was like, all right, this is what you're doing. Like, all right, cool. Immediately, I was like, oh, well, that's a ring. I was like, that's a guaranteed championship. You can't not win with them.
Yeah. At first, what fooled me was, all right, and during free agency, Bosh signed with Miami, and Wade was a free agent as well. So he stayed in Miami and Bosh. So I was like, they don't have room to sign LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And then
I heard that they wanted to go to New York, but then who's Eddie House? Not Eddie House.
Isaiah Thomas, I know, was a GM. They did a terrible pitch offer.
But no, there was a guy that had a max contract already that sucked, never played, and they couldn't afford 3 max contracts.
Oh, God.
Isaiah, I heard you lose in Cleveland. How would you like to lose in New York?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he ended up going to, so, you know, he says the famous, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, signs with Miami. You hear the people in the back, since they're nearby, so probably everybody in the back are Knicks fans, and then you hear like, okay. So he gets to Miami. He's teamed up with Wade and Bosh. They have that big celebration rally, and then they do the whole not 1, not 2, not 3, but 1 million championships.
Do you remember the owner of the Cavaliers wrote that letter? He's like,
Dan Gilbert. Yeah.
I vowed to win a championship before Miami. It's like, what the fuck you smoking, bro? They're gonna win 7. What's going on here?
We're gonna win tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, you have Zydrunas Ilgauskas as your star. It's over.
I remember him.
Yeah, and Cleveland fans were they really turned on him. They burnt his jersey. They almost went apeshit, like, yo, fuck this guy. You know what I'm saying? They really turned out and just was like, yo, screw this guy. So, yeah, Miami, the run starts in 2010, 2011. Miami did what they thought they were going to do, made it all the way to the NBA Finals, and in their way in the NBA Finals are Dirk and the Dallas Mavericks. And going into that series, Eagle, how did you feel like, I guess, like, oh, yeah, the Heat should beat Dallas? I mean, they got Dirk and Jason Terry and, At
that point, I was nervous, bro. At that point, it was too much pressure, man, because if LeBron loses, the amount of shit talk is going to be all-time high.
Yep.
Said, like, not 1, not 2, not 3.
Yeah.
And they were just like, man. And I always feel like there's always a great white player that's about to beat a bunch of black guys.
We always got one.
That's true.
Always got one player.
Had that swagger, dog.
Had the spirit of Larry Bird.
Dirk is European white. It's different kind of white.
Yo.
Oh, yeah. He's not that Indiana white. Yeah.
Yeah. Get Larry out there. That's about the only thing.
Yeah. So, Scopo, watching that series, did you think it would turn out the way it was, and LeBron
because I thought weren't they up 2-0, and I was like,
yeah, they won. Yeah, they were up 2-0. Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this is over. I was like, I didn't want it to win. As soon as LeBron goes to another team besides Cleveland, I immediately root against him.
Yeah,
and it's
everybody did, because he was the villain now. He was like, after the decision, he was the bad guy for everybody.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I was just like, I don't want him to win. And then when they beat him, I was shocked. I was like, wow, I did not see this coming. I thought they were gonna get smoked by the Thunder. I thought the Thunder had a better team.
That following year, 2012, it motivated him after the Dallas loss. He's like, yo, I'm gonna win this, because he wins his 3rd MVP. And then he goes, OKC. But with a younger team if you think about it, damn, you had 3 MVPs, Harden, Westbrook, and Durant. But at the time, just that inexperience, probably didn't give them over.
And they won game 1 too. I remember they won game 1, and I was like, "Fuck, they're gonna win this series." Like, this team is young; they don't give a shit.
Great, yeah.
Then they got smoked. I mean, yeah, they had 3 MVPs.
Mm-hmm. 3 MVPs. In hindsight, looking back, you'd be like, "Damn, they had 3 MVPs." When
together, dog.
Yeah.
that's what everybody said. It was like,
bench. He was the 6th man. He wasn't even.
Yeah. 6th man. That's why they traded him, because he was going to have too much money.
Yeah, there's like, we can't afford to sign all these guys, and like, plus he's playing in OKC. Durant said he liked it at the time, but you don't know what
Who you think is a better scorer, Durant or Harden?
Man,
I think Harden can score on anybody anytime. It's unbelievable.
I think so too. I think Harden is a better scorer. If you can't get the line, oh my god.
Yeah, scorer is different than player though. Like, he's a better, Durant's a better.
Durant with height, but the height makes him look better because he's still like, he shoots like a guard. He can go inside, he can go out
a little bit.
Yeah, and just create more because of his height. Because he's a 7-footer, in a guard's body. He's a guard in a 7-footer's body, so he can, especially that series his first series against Cleveland in the finals, where he was just shooting over people, 3-pointers, and just like his range is crazy. So I would give the edge to Durant, but Harden, damn, he could do a lot, man. I didn't know he would be that good. I knew he'd be good, but not this good. You're not MVP elite level good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that series they lose. The Miami Heat, they win their first championship under the reign of LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. Beat him in 5. LeBron wins his first NBA Finals MVP. So that staples his, furthers his legacy a bit more. So he goes back in. 2013 comes up. LeBron wins his 4th MVP, regular season MVP, just like killing it. And then he goes to the finals against an aging Spurs team, an older Spurs team. All those guys are depleted: Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. But they take him to 7 games. So how did you feel about that series? It's from a young team in OKC to an older team in San Antonio.
I still never count out Popovich. So
yeah.
Doesn't matter. He could be coaching us 3, and I'd be like, we could be some real NBA players right now.
Word. Scopo, what do you think about their chances against the Spurs? At the time?
I thought there's no shot they're losing, especially winning the year before. I was like, there's no shot they're losing. But we didn't know how good Kawhi was too. Kawhi was like 22 at the time, 21.
True.
Yeah.
We had no idea how good Kawhi was. We just thought Tim Duncan was going to get off his wheelchair and fucking score 5 points a game or something like that. And Manu Ginobili's bald spot was aging every single game. It was over.
Still dunking on people.
I know. When they were up 3-2, I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is they might win.
Yeah. So, but he pulled it off in 7, a hard fought 7. But LeBron wins his 2nd Finals MVP. So he has his third straight Finals appearance, 2nd straight title, 2nd straight MVP. 2014 comes up now. They go 4th Miami Heat again in the finals against rematch with the Spurs, but this time totally different story. Spurs, game 1 will never be forgotten because LeBron had to sit out most of the 4th quarter with leg cramps. Eagle told me, talk about that experience watching game 1.
It was just, whenever these type of things happen, I just think about the haters that are about to come out.
This is where it gets ugly.
Here we go. Everybody's gonna hate LeBron. Here we go. They're all gonna say this nigga sucks, that he's not the greatest.
That wouldn't have happened to Jordan. He would have cut his leg off and played through it. That's what happened. I know. That's what people say though.
Yeah.
Yeah. The leg cramps, cost him game 1, and you're like, really? This is the guy? And then he catches leg cramps in game 4.
What?
Yeah, say that again.
Yeah, it's my puppy.
Yo, where'd you get the puppy? We want a puppy. Where'd you get the puppy?
I got it from a breeder. His name is Seaver.
Oh, fuck.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Don't tell him to be a Knicks fan.
Nah, he's gonna be a Mets fan, and he only knows Steve Cohen as owner. That's all he knows.
Well, hopefully that turns out good. But yeah, like after game one, leg cramps, Spurs just annihilated. They losing 5 games, man. So his stint with Miami, 4 straight finals, go 2-2. Now I'll ask you guys this, Eagle. I'll start with you. If Miami won that series in 2014, do you think LeBron stays or he opts out regardless?
Stays.
Yeah, I think he stays too because I mean you win. I mean, like there's no reason to leave. But you know, he Scopo. What do you think? Did he
No, I think
have
he
they
was.
won?
I think from day one he knew he was going back to Cleveland. I mean, what they did to his jerseys and shit, I think that really affected him and really was
Yeah.
pissed off. So I think he was going back regardless because now he's like, I can become the savior, which he did.
Yeah.
And it was just something, I guess, maybe in his mind of like, I gotta prove to this team, this talent, I can win. Because if he never went back and never won, he wouldn't be the god he is now.
No, I totally agree.
Was that?
Said it.
What was the best win? The Cleveland win.
Yeah,
It was. It definitely was.
The way it happened, they beat the fucking evil 73-9 team. It's like the way he did it was perfect.
Super perfect. Like you said, he goes back to Cleveland and doesn't do a big hoopla. Like LeBron always says he regrets the decision, making it, bigger than it was. And he just signed and wrote a letter to the city of Cleveland. Like, all right, I'm back. I'm going to make it right this time. I think that was the big deal. Like he made it right. And goes back and he teams up with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. So they have that kind of version of the big three, even though it's not the same, but it's still, he comes back, goes to the finals, and this time they play Golden State. And, this is not the 17-3. This is the season before. But it's a depleted Cleveland team because Kyrie and Love were both hurt during the playoff run.
They both got hurt.
Yeah, so I mean they lose to Golden State in 6. So Eagle, talk about with the series like his first back in Cleveland and his first run with Cleveland going back to the finals.
And this is when they lost to Golden State the first time.
First time, yeah.
I mean, I just felt like Golden State was too strong, dog. I felt like it was their year. I felt like it was Curry's year.
Yeah.
Curry was unstoppable at that point, dog. Nobody had ever seen like that type of shooting.
Yeah, he changed the game, him and Clay, but Curry more. Curry won the MVP that year too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing where it's like, I don't even think people knew how to guard that. Where people were like, yo, what? Like, you just pulling every time you come up the court?
Yeah.
You just pulling?
Yeah, game changer. That's what will make Curry a legend now. Don't you agree, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely unreal. You guys shoot some half court and it goes in. Every time we shoot, like, what are you doing?
On a regular basis. Like, I know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah. But I think that would have been the series they won if Love and Irving didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because they took him to 6 games by himself, basically.
6 games by himself, yeah.
And, if he had Irving and Love, I think they would have won that series, which, it sucks that he didn't. But that maybe would never set up the 73-9 one comeback. Maybe he wouldn't have been so motivated if he won the year before. True
indeed. So, yeah, the year after 2016, like you said, Golden State, a 73-9 team, breaks the records for all-time wins. Mid-season, Cleveland fires David Blatt, and they go with Tyronn Lue. And back to the finals. And the 2016 NBA Finals was probably the most entertaining finals I've seen in a long time because they were down. Golden State was up 3-1. And this will cement LeBron. Whenever I'll think about LeBron, this will cement his legacy. Down 3-1 and leading up, coming back, and that Game 7, which is like a movie. If any, this defines LeBron's legacy. Game 7. Talk about Game 7, Eagle, if you remember that one.
This is the GOAT moment, bro. This is the moment where I'll always make the argument like, dog, this is better than Jordan, bro. Jordan wouldn't have beat that team. I don't care what anyone says. Jordan would not beat
Jordan would have been down 3-1.
Jordan, he probably would have got eliminated in the first round. Like, dog, this is the GOAT moment. First of all, that block is the best play in the history of maybe even in the NBA in regular season 2. That block was ridiculous with the hand on the other side of the backboard, one hand on the ball. Crazy.
Yep. This is freaking nature.
I've ever been watching basketball.
Mm-hmm. Like, see, Scopo, right? Talk about the Game 7 now, like the performance of LeBron.
I was rooting for. Well, I'm telling you, I like Cleveland LeBron. I like him. He's good. I was rooting for him because I was like, I don't want to see anybody break the Bulls record because Jordan's my guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, go to Cleveland. And that the block was on. I remember Draymond Green, not Draymond, Iguodala, and I was like, I remember watching that live. I was like, you got to dunk it, like you got to dunk it because he's behind you. Like, you have to always assume. You have to always assume he's behind you somewhere. That's all you have to do. And if you go for a dunk, he's gonna foul you. You might not dunk it, but he's gonna foul you. So I was shocked he went for the layup on that one. I was like, what are you doing with a layup? And then, I mean, he came. It was like, I'm telling you, that's why you never want to fight LeBron because he will outrun you and he'll beat the shit out of you. Like, he was a solid 8 feet behind him when the play started. Yeah, that's how fast he came back.
So much more athletic than everybody else on the court.
So much more. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yep. So Game 7, they win. It's a story. Yeah, it's a movie. It's worthy of a movie. First sports title in Cleveland in 52 years. LeBron wins his third NBA Finals MVP. The city of Cleveland goes apeshit. The parade is crazy, and they try to repeat again. 2017, another NBA Final for Cleveland versus the same Golden State Warrior team, but this time it's a different Golden State Warrior team because they add Kevin Durant, which is like, all right, this is unfair. Now this is like, all right, now you got the Splash Brothers, Draymond and Durant, arguably the second best player probably in the league. And talk about the matchup, this matchup with Cleveland this time, Eagle. Like, are you beating Durant and company?
Nah, and I was, you know what? And I was so mad about it. I could see once again all the haters coming out, and I'm just like, dog, nobody's beating that team. Like, nobody.
Nobody. Mm-hmm.
Nobody, dog. You're not gonna find a team that can beat that team. It would have to be the Dream Team. The Dream Team is the only team I'd put against that team.
Yeah, just such a deep team.
It's a ridiculous team, dog. Like, you can't. And I was so annoyed the whole time because I knew people were talking shit, and I'm like, but how? How is somebody gonna beat that team?
Word. It's crazy. Scopo, did you have any chances for Cleveland that finals?
Yeah, unless you fucking brought Will Chamberlain back from the dead. I mean, I remember that. I was like, it went too far. You know, there's a point of like, all right, you know, LeBron went there, and now it's like, you can't do that. You can't put the second best player in the world, arguably top 10 player of all time, on a team that just won 73 games.
And also, it kind of helped LeBron's argument, in my opinion, where it's like, oh, you guys needed that much. Yeah. It
always will be. It's like Kevin Durant. It's like, shut up, Kevin Durant. Your championships, they're watered down. Honestly, you didn't do it by yourself. You didn't track down Andre Iguodala from 8 feet away. It's like you fucking you joined a super squad.
Mm-hmm.
I equated to like back when I used to play like AAU baseball. And like there was a really good team, and then like for tournaments, they used to get like the best players in the country to go on this team. It's like, no, we couldn't beat him to start. Now we can't beat him.
Now we really can't beat him.
He's gonna get drafted in the first round coming out. Like, there's no fucking shot with beating this team.
Wow.
It was like AAU basketball, where back in the AAU basketball days, they used to go and play on like a team for a weekend or a week and play in this tournament. That's what it was like. It was like bullshit.
Yeah. And LeBron, they didn't have a chance. And then following year, 2018, Cleveland and Golden State meet again for the fourth consecutive year in 2018. But this time it's different for Cleveland because Kyrie Irving bounces. He gets traded to Boston because he doesn't want to play with LeBron. Like, Eagle, talk about how mind-boggling that is and what Kyrie wanted out. That was kind of, I didn't understand at the time.
It was all ego, man. It was all like, Kyrie really believes that he's a superstar. Like, he doesn't think he's a star. Yeah. He thinks he's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dog, first of all, stop getting hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, like, you're just not a superstar. Like, he's very fun to watch, but he's not a superstar. Like,
True, and part of me thinks that because Kyrie, like you talk about that Game 7 with LeBron with the block and how key he was, but Kyrie was key hitting that 3-pointer that like kind of sealed the game. So that probably like gassed his head up a bit, wouldn't you think, Scopo? Like, it was like, yeah, with Kyrie leaving and getting traded to Boston.
Well, I remember when that happened, when he asked for a trade. In my head, I was like, oh, LeBron's just too much of a pain in the ass to compete with. Because like he lost, he was probably like, he demands perfection. He's like, I don't want to play with this guy's annoying. And then fucking Kyrie goes out and tells the earth is flat, and I'm like, oh, he's a psycho. He's crazy. He's a crazy human being. He has no idea what he's doing in this world. And like, yeah, Kyrie thinks he's Klay Thompson, not Klay. Steph Curry.
Curry, yeah.
Kyrie really truly believes he's Steph Curry, and he's not not on that level. And he's just, I think him going to the Nets is going to be a disaster.
No, I don't think, I totally agree. I think them two, it's not going to work out. KD, I mean, I don't know what type of shape he's in as far as like, he's healed a whole year. So like coming back, I mean, they could be good, but I don't think I honestly don't think it's going to work out. No,
I think it's going to be, I don't think this year, I think the next year is one of them is going to get traded. I don't see it working out with the two of them.
That's why I'm like, as a Knicks fan, I was like, all right, part of me was like, all right, it sucks that we didn't get KD or Kyrie, but I'm kind of like, all right, good. We probably dodged a bullet on that.
Do you remember when it happened? Everyone's like, oh, they're signing, they're going to go to the Knicks. I was like, yo, I'd rather have Kemba.
Yep. I didn't want Kyrie.
Kemba is the perfect guy. He scores at will, but he's not a psycho. His ego's not sky high. He was never the guy when he was growing up. So he has that motivation to be great, which, I mean, you could see he went, the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row. Couldn't get past. This year was tough, but I mean, this year was a year. I think it
was a weird year for everybody anyway. Yeah. So, 2018, like I said, they go back, Cleveland, Golden State back in the finals, and this time they get swept by Golden State. And one thing we probably won't forget is that the game 1 where they were in the game and then J.R. Smith has a brain fart and then, cost them game 1.
JR is the best, though. Come on, you gotta love that guy.
Yes.
You gotta love JR. There's no way you can't love JR.
The Rihanna moment in the club.
Oh yeah, he's a thirsty.
Oh man, 30.
I can't say the word, but he's a thirsty ass. You know what?
Yeah, he is. And not to mention, like as me and you, Scopo, are Knick fans, like all the shenanigans when he won the 6-man, untying people's shoe on the.
No, I met JR on the street in the city one time. He was cool.
Yeah, he's very street approachable. He takes this. Yeah, he was taking the subway after games. He was taking the subway. He's a New Jersey guy, so he was taking the subway after games.
He's mentally not there, but he's mentally lost. But he was cool. I was like, yo, JR, what's up? He was, what's up, man? He dabbed me up, and he was cool.
Yeah. He got his brother on the Knicks. It was like, it was fun times. Yeah. I remember going to. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Knicks?
Yeah, he got his brother on the Knicks too, and his family. Like when I used to go to games.
It's like when you get some guy on the show to do 5.
Yeah,
It wasn't serious. It was like he drove with me to do 5.
Yeah. But and what's the name? When I I go to games regularly, so the people I know that sit behind him, J.R. Smith's parents used to come to every game, and we got to know J.R. Smith's parents for a while, and they were cool. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like coming. Yeah, we're taking the subway home. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Smith's mistake that he made when he was playing with LeBron is so crazy. Like it was so stupid that I don't even remember what it was. And I try to tell my girl about it once a month. I'm like, yo, and then J.R. Smith did this thing. I still can't get over it, but I don't know exactly what it was. Like I can't remember.
Yeah, remember it was a tie game. The guy missed a free throw, and it went right to him. All he had to do was put the ball back up, and that's it. Game's over. They win. Yeah. He thought it was they were up, so he dribbled the ball out.
Yeah, he dribbled the ball out, and then LeBron does the world famous, like the memes came out, the GIFs came out. Yeah.
Dude, when that first happened, I thought he was got the ball, and I was like, he started dribbling out. I was like, oh, he's just looking for LeBron.
LeBron, yeah.
It's like when you play CYO, just give it to the best guy on the team. Just give it to him.
Well shit.
Yeah.
Remember on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when they were like, just
passing the will. And then they go into overtime, and then Golden State wins. Yeah, they sweep them, and LeBron, out the finals. And then he has an option to opt out, and he takes the opt out. And we all knew, like, this time he accomplished what he did in Cleveland, just like he accomplished Miami a championship. So the Cleveland fans aren't as mad. They're probably more grateful that, like, all right, he won a championship. And at the end of the day, we know LeBron is a Cleveland Cavalier for a majority of his career.
Can I say something about this fucking cuck nation that is a Cleveland Cavalier? They are such cucks that's how shitty it is to live in Cleveland, where the guy, it's like your boyfriend breaks up with you for someone way hotter, you take him back, and then he breaks up with you again for someone even hotter. And then you're like, oh no, but he had a kid with me, so it's all good. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's like, you guys are fucking. If that was me and he left me again, I'd be even more pissed that he fucking left me again.
Even regardless of the ring.
Regardless of the ring. It's like, can you have some fucking pride, Cleveland, and just trash the guy again? God.
Go ahead, Eagle. What do you feel about LeBron opting out again? I mean, this time going to the Lakers, it made sense. I mean, he lives in LA now. This time he's in his career where he's like defining his brand more than his actual.
I kind of like the aspect of him being able to win everywhere, and I believe that he can win everywhere. So I was kind of excited about him moving again. Where I was like, all right, prove you can do it again. Move somewhere else and win again. And the Lakers.
By the way, he should have left. Like, it's not like I'm saying like he shouldn't have. He should have left.
Yeah.
Not on his move.
What?
You're shitting on the fans, not on his move.
Yeah, shit on the fans. Yeah, like, you're in Cleveland, bro. Get the fuck out of Cleveland. Yeah,
market player.
Yeah. And then he goes to LA. I mean, part of the reason, building his brand, and plus, his son, they all have, he lives in LA. His son goes to school, high school there, and he's building that brand. But now, what I was excited the most for him going to LA, he was going not with a super team. He's going with a whole new cast of young guys that I actually liked. I like Ball, Ingram, Kuzma. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, like, all right, let's see LeBron lead this team. Luke Walton's the coach. And I guess Eagle Eyes, like, what do you feel about that that young team with Lonzo and,
This is how much that team sucked. For the first time, LeBron got hurt.
Yeah.
Bro, like, I can't hear y'all. Y'all are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's garbage. Oh my god.
And he's trying to trade the whole team in like the middle of the season. He's like, no, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy, get them all out of here.
You know what it was kind of like? It's kind of like when a guy who, like, when I coach little kids at baseball and they suck, I can't understand why they suck. And I'm like, why can't you do what I do? It's so easy. That's what, like, LeBron must have been in there like, why can't you fucking see the guy on the open floor, Lonzo, you idiot? Stop having a fucking TV show and pay attention.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Where, like, LeBron, Ingram, and all like Jason Hart, all those guys, he got him out of here. And then one thing that disturbed me though that year, I think one game they at the Garden, where he didn't even sit by his teammates. I don't know if you remember that game where he's like, they were like his only visit to the Garden, and he just, like, I think at one point, like, second half, he just went to the bench and didn't talk to anybody. It's just sitting there and just like, all right, that kind of gave me a sour taste, for LeBron. But I don't know if you remember that game at the Garden.
I remember that game. I swear he is a little like. It's like, get over yourself, dude. All right, it's like, relax. All right, we know how good you are, and everyone sucks. We could see the game. We could see with our own eyes. I think he was making it known. He's like, these people suck. I want them gone.
This is too much for you guys, but you guys like when Michael Jordan punches his teammates in the face?
Yeah, you know what?
See, we didn't know. It's like, not everything was all televised like it is now.
And you know what? Steve Kerr should have been fucking on his ass. How about that, Steve Kerr? You're on his ass. This guy's the GOAT. Why don't you back off a little bit?
So, the end of the year.
That's so true, though, about Eagles. It's so true. It's like all he did was not talk to his teammates.
Yeah. Yeah.
LeBron's got a fucking switchblade. MJ's got a switchblade he can fucking stab somebody with. But everyone's like,
and get away with it too.
That's the GOAT, though. That's the GOAT. You gotta
his teammates. That's why they
you
make
gotta
shots.
you gotta watch his you gotta watch his fucking stabbing techniques. All right, that's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah. So March 30th, 2019, that season, like LeBron sits out the rest of the year. He's like, all right, we're not winning this team. He misses the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and just like, all right. So yeah, he misses the playoffs. So now the off season, now we're like, all right, because they were trying to make that trade for Anthony Davis in midseason, but now in the off season they Lakers retool, they hire Frank Vogel to replace Luke Walton, and then they make the trade for AD, Anthony Davis, and yep, they're favored to go far and possibly win it all. So Eagle, I'll start with you. What did you think when now that Anthony Davis is in LA? And what do you think this team was going to be?
I knew it. I was like, this is another ring. Here we go. Plus, LeBron, whenever he goes to a team, it takes 1 year and then he wins.
Yeah, and that's the pattern that it seems to go down now. Scopo, what do you think? What AD got to?
And all year he was like, washed king, washed king, washed king.
Yeah, yep.
I didn't think he was going to be able to beat Kawhi. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, with Kawhi going to Clippers, this whole free agent 2019 was crazy. Like all these players changing teams.
Like it's just like Kawhi has that thing about him where he's like a fucking robot, and it's like I thought.
Oh my bad. I thought you said he has that thing about him, autism. That's what he has.
Yes, very stoic. Yeah, whatever he has.
It works in his favor. I'm not shitting on him.
Whatever it is, he can drop 30 any day of the week. So it's fine. I wish I had that fucking autism, honestly.
Yeah. $1 million autism.
Yeah, it's just I didn't think he was going to be able to. I think they got lucky, but like I think it would have been a tougher series if the Clippers paid the Lakers, especially if it was like in LA, like if it was like it was no pandemic, where like say they got down 2-1, the fucking media would have been all over him, over him.
Yep.
So I think he did get a little lucky that he didn't play them, and also it's in a bubble. It's like you're not really hearing shit. You're trapped in an area. Not saying this wasn't hard to do. This was tough, but I think he got a little lucky not playing. I think if they play next year, Kawhi might win.
I think Kawhi got exposed a little bit though. For all the people that were saying Kawhi is the best in the NBA, I mean, you can't say it anymore.
Yeah. That Clipper team, with that Clipper team, Paul George had shitty games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Paul George, but he fucking sucked this year in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't deliver.
That's why they should have let him. They should have let in the hose. They should have let in the hose. And then
damn, they bubble. Yep.
Yeah, guys got to get laid, man.
Yeah, let Lou Williams bring in the wings.
Yeah, both his girlfriends there.
Who did?
Lou Williams.
Yeah. Yep.
There. I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. That's why, like, they should have did a reality show in the bubble.
Bubble
reality show. I would have watched that fucking every day. It's so good. I've seen everyone's fucking girlfriends in there, girlfriends fighting.
Yep.
Gets up.
Not only that, the reaction. Not at the beginning of the bubble. Remember, J.R. Smith was taking a picture of the food. We're like, yo, this shit sucks.
Yeah, coffee like a maniac.
They should have had like 10 Instagram thoughts, and then just to get in there, and then you put them in a fucking suite, and let's see who chooses when to get slung.
It would have been bananas. Lou Williams' story of leaving to go to the strip club, Magic City, to get his own wings and coming back. The bubble was hilarious.
I've been to Magic City.
Never been. Yeah,
I would have left.
You would have left too. And a lot of people were questioning, but Magic City has like a restaurant. It's like, no, we serve quality shit in here.
This is how good Magic City is. I went there, and there was a power outage, and like so there was no music, there was no anything, and the girls didn't stop dancing. That's how good it is. I was just like, yeah, hell yeah. These girls were meant to be strippers. It wasn't like they were. Yeah, they weren't doing this to pay for their fucking college or anything like that. They were born and bred strippers, and it was fantastic.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, that would have been a thing to see. But before the pandemic, I'm gonna just rewind a little back. January 25th, LeBron breaks the all-time passes Kobe Bryant for a third all-time leading scorer. And that's a big thing. And Kobe's in attendance too. So Kobe daps him up. He's like, congrats to LeBron. And then the day after, the saddest thing in the world happens, which spirals 2020 to be the worst year ever. Kobe dies in a helicopter crash. Eagle, I'll start with you first. How did you feel about LeBron passing Kobe? And then I'll ask you how did you feel when you heard the news that Kobe died? Where were you and how did this
LeBron passing Kobe, it was just like inevitable. Like I feel like LeBron's gonna be the all-time leading scorer. Like I think he's gonna pass Kareem. I think he's gonna pass Kareem with some space too. I think he might pass him by like 2,000 points by the time it's all done.
Wow.
And then when it comes to Kobe, I was in bed. I was sleeping, and my girl woke me up and was like, "Kobe died," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Shut up!" And I went to go back to sleep, and then she showed me like on the shade room, and I was like, "What?" I still didn't believe it. I was like,
it's the shade room. It's not a viable source. Yeah.
And she just started showing me more and more, and I was like, I felt heartbroken, dog. Like I felt it was like crazy. And then just all my hood friends, these niggas started calling me, crying.
yeah. People were there, literally in tears, and it's shocking the way and what happened. Like Scopo, where were you? When did this go down?
Yeah, I was about to get a tattoo. And then,
oh shit!
And then as I saw it happen, I was like, I don't even want to get this tattoo. Like I don't want to do anything. I want to cry. That's how sad it was.
Your whole day.
It was like, dude, the Kobe death fucked me up so much. It was just so sad. And it was just like, kind of like wasn't real because I was like, there's no way he's dead. It's Kobe. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he's trying to one up Jordan. I still think he might come out a year from now and be like, I was like, it's so sad that he fucking did that. And then, dude, Jalen Rose said something one on how like when the thing was going down, and I was like, this is so Kobe. I was like, Kobe was sitting there going, just take me, don't take my daughter.
Yeah, and that's the sad part too. You hear not only him but his daughter and 8 other people who were.
I was like, Kobe was saying that too. I was like, I know he was saying that shit.
Yeah, it's one of the saddest days ever. I'll never forget it. It was wild. It was unbelievable. You get in the hits, you're like, this is bullshit. And remember the rumors were swirling. It's like, Rick Fox was on the plane too. It's like, oh my god, it's like really. It's like it's just like and people that's how crazy the media is. We get different sources of of shit all day from different uncredible sources of people. So it was just one of the saddest days ever. But well, now we're at present time, 2020. The COVID-19 happens. We broke down the bubble. March, the league shuts down. Then we go back, and then LeBron, they're in the playoffs, and then Lakers match up with the Heat in the finals. And he also leads the league in assists, which is crazy. LeBron's first year where he ever led the league in assists, which is pretty impressive. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
He's pretty good at basketball.
Yeah.
also the type of thing where I'm like, it's a long time coming, and I don't see him slowing down when it comes to assists.
Yeah.
No,
he's always had an eye to pass.
He was always a great passer.
Mm-hmm.
He was always
greatest big. Yeah.
The thing about LeBron is that he's great at everything.
Yeah.
There's not one facet of his game where it's like he's okay. It's like no, he's great at everything.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
All time. Wow.
Yeah. So they go to the finals against his former team, the Miami Heat, different led team. Jimmy Butler kills it the whole bubble season. And just I'll ask you this too. If COVID didn't happen and the bubble thing and all this stuff, do you think the matchup would Miami be in the finals? I personally don't think they would have.
I think so. I actually think so.
Think so?
I think the East is kind of flimsy. Like, I get it with Giannis, but that's not a real team that makes it to the finals, in my opinion.
No, I never had faith in Giannis' team. I don't know. It's something about it's Milwaukee. It's like it's just like
he's more one-dimensional than people want to admit. Like, he's very one-dimensional.
Yeah. And he's great, but like
he's just tall and
he's got no one else on his
missing.
team that's like that. Like you're like looking at, you're like, oh, that's a threat right there.
Yeah, no Chris Middleton or Eric Bledsoe or it's. They put him. They'll be great in the regular season, but but the Heat kind of surprised me. I mean, besides Jimmy Butler technically being the best player on the team, which I never really considered him, maybe even top 10, top 15 player in the league. But all those unsung heroes, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, these guys came out of nowhere.
Hey, I heard this conspiracy theory about Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy was born in Chicago, and they said that in 1988. Jordan had got some girl pregnant, but they swept it under the rug, and he paid him off. He paid him off every year until the baby was 13 years old. And then what happened at 13 years old with Jimmy Butler? His mom kicked him out of the house because he couldn't afford him anymore. What's up with that?
Maybe people do think Jimmy Butler Jordan's kid.
Yeah, the real baby Jordan. That's hilarious.
That's the same thing with Rasheed Wallace and Will Chamberlain. They say Rasheed Wallace is Will Chamberlain's kid.
Wow.
You never heard that?
But let's be real.
I never heard that one.
We're all Wilt Chamberlain's kids.
Yeah, we're all. That's a lie. Yeah, that 100 is more than points that he holds up in that picture.
Well, no, because Rasheed's from Philly, doesn't have a father, 6'9", 6'10", whatever he is.
Yeah.
And then Will Chamberlain is known to fuck every girl.
Everything.
And then there's a theory that Will Chamberlain, Rasheed's Will Chamberlain's kid.
Wow,
that's hilarious.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, how many fathers are not checking in on their 6'10" child?
Dude, Jalen Rose was the son of an NBA player.
Let me go say hi.
Yeah.
Let me just check on him.
Once he's 13 and 6'3", I'm like, I'm gonna check in on the kid.
Yeah, why would I? Wow. Well, back to the finals. Yeah, LeBron, they win in 6. Lakers win a title. So LeBron, everywhere he goes, like Eagle said, LeBron wins. 4th NBA title, 4th NBA Finals MVP. Now LeBron's record in NBA Finals is 4-6. Eagle, since you're a big LeBron fan, how did you feel LeBron holding up the 4th title, winning MVP, cementing his legacy? And not only that, how did you feel, with the year 2020, and not only he's doing work on the court, but off the court, charity, standing up for social justice, being a superstar, not only on the court, but off the court?
Well, I think, all right, so obviously he's really great off the court, better than Jordan was, obviously, off the court. Yeah. I can't be a hypocrite the same way I am with, like, arts, where I go, like, you got to separate the art from the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
The social justice from the athlete. Where it's great that he's doing that, but I'm not going to use that for my argument.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people do. Yeah, and then Jordan. We live in a different era. There's a lot of things Jordan has done. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Most of it's bad, but Nas said it on his new album. He's like, Jordan did the same thing, but we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like we're not in everybody's face like we were.
Yeah.
No, I was saying.
Go ahead.
LeBron's a way better human being than Michael Jordan.
Absolutely,
way better human being.
Yeah,
like he's just charity work. Like he built a school for kids. It's like Jordan would build a school and then tear it down and be like, "Beat me 1-on-1, fuckers." Let's go.
You want education? Play me for it.
Yeah.
Play me for it.
1-on-1, and he would beat him and be like, "You can't. Now you can't read. Now you can't read anymore." So it's not like it's just Jordan just has that air about him, that the great air, and like LeBron's never going to be able to have that.
I disagree. Here we go. I also go. LeBron won with 3 different teams. Yes, he's 4-6, but first of all, even to make it to the finals 10 times is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's been to the finals more times than the more that he's been in the league. Like I think it's 10.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. I personally, I would have to go LeBron, and I'll even go devil's advocate. Scopo, tell me how you feel about this. For the Jordan guys, I'll give you Jordan's the best NBA player ever. But when you factor in LeBron's the best high school player ever, and Jordan didn't even make varsity freshman year, I'd say LeBron's the best basketball player ever.
Okay, first chill out. Now we're judging on high school kids. LeBron's point guard was a 5'4" white kid. What the fuck?
Yeah, that probably is an accountant. It's probably an accountant by now.
Christ, he literally has LeBron's jersey in the background saying, "I passed the ball to LeBron once." Get out of here! We're judging on high school shit.
Yes,
okay. No, I'll say this. LeBron is he's better skills than Michael Jordan. He's better at except shooting. He's better at everything than Michael Jordan. But if there's a team, if you put them both young at 22 years old, I go, I'm starting a team with this guy or this guy, and I know their futures, I'm starting with Jordan.
I'm going LeBron.
Absolutely.
So, there's something Jordan has that LeBron doesn't have.
Think about how long it took Jordan to get to the finals versus how long it took LeBron to get to the finals.
I'm not saying he's not a better player. He's a better skill player than him. He has more skills. The guy's 6'8", 6'9". He's a monster.
Yeah,
but
he's a man-child.
Jordan's not dabbing up his opponents after the game. He's gonna. I'm gonna slit your throat. I'm gonna watch you bleed, and I'm gonna laugh as I watch you bleed. He still fucking hates Isaiah Thomas to this day. They still hate it. I love that.
Busting his ass.
And then what happened? And then what happened? He bust Isaiah's ass.
That's what happened.
He bust Isaiah's ass, and he was like, Isaiah was like, I don't want to shake his hand. And he's like, fuck you then for life.
Yep.
Fuck you for life. And that's what he has. Fuck you for life. He goes, I'll never say hi to him. I fucking hate him. I love it. It's like, I still hate this man. Oh, I love it. LeBron would fucking shoot Space Jam 4 with him.
Yeah. I say it like this: whenever the LeBron versus Jordan, I mean, it's never going anywhere for as long as LeBron's playing, that debate's never going anywhere. But I tell everybody this when everybody brings that up, and I hate debating it, but I was like, Michael Jordan is the best player I've seen with my own two eyes personally. I've been fortunate enough to see both of them live and on TV. And one game I remember watching the Knicks Bulls in the '96 playoffs. And it was good. It was game 3. Scopo, you probably remember this. They took the Bulls to 5 games, the Bulls-Knicks in the playoffs. And John Starks goes off, drops 30 points. But in that game, Michael ties up the game. Brain fart. But Jordan ties the game and takes an overtime. Knicks pull that game off. But when I seen that, I was like, yeah, Jordan, not only that, but just Jordan's killer instinct to me is like nothing I ever seen. That's what separates me from, but even though I'm not taking, if anything, I'll say Jordan 1A, LeBron 1B till it's all said and done. I think LeBron will be the best because he still has accomplishments. Like I don't think he'll take the all-time scoring title. I think because when COVID happened, I think, it depends on the years he wants to play. He could retire next year or the year after. I think he breaks Malone, but I don't know. Kareem, I'm suspect. I don't know because that's a lot of playing he might have to do. Huh?
It's like another 6,000 points.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's like, that might be a lot.
Also, like Jordan was playing fucking football his first 5 years in the NBA. If you go to the hole, Bill Laimbeer's gonna elbow you in the eyeball every time. It's like, and LeBron, if you fucking trip LeBron, he goes, oh
yeah, the flopping. That's another thing people say about the flopping.
But I will say that
LeBron dominates more than them. Look at
his. But I will say this: if LeBron played in the '80s, he would have fucking flopped one time. They would have elbowed him in the face, and then he would never flop again. He would have learned not to flop. Like you adapt to your situation. It's like, pissed off LeBron. I don't really want to see that either.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Jordan had to deal with the thugged out Celtics, the thugged out Pistons, and the thugged out Knicks.
They literally had rules. The rules were to beat him up. Those were the rules.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
pound the shit out of him.
Contain him at the 3. Don't let him go to the hole. It says no. If he goes to the hole, make him cry. Make him cry. If he goes to the hole.
Yeah. So a lot of hurdles Jordan had to jump physically. With the But at the end of the day, like I said, right now I can say Jordan 1A, LeBron 1B. You know what I'm saying? But I think when it's all said and done, in my opinion, LeBron, the more accolades accomplishments he accomplished, then I can't deny and say that. Even if he doesn't win enough finals again.
Just wait till the great white hope, Luka Doncic, the number 1 player in the NBA.
Yeah.
We coming.
That is true. That is
It's
true.
Larry and Luca. That's it.
Larry.
If you want your white son to be a great NBA player, name him a name that starts with L.
Yeah, got it. Got it.
Word, man. All right, guys. Yo, thanks a lot for coming on. This was fun. I'm glad you guys. Scopo, I thank you again for coming on last minute. Laz, we missed you. Thank you, Laz. We'll get you on another time. I know it went. Hope everything is good. Scopo, anything you want to plug before we go?
No, check out I have an Instagram. I got a little web series going on right now. It's Baking and Bets, where me and Pavone, we bake food.
Dope. Pavone's on the show next week, by the way.
Yeah, we try to bake food. I said we try to bake food. We do NFL picks. And I had a bad week. He had a good week, so he's going to fucking taunt me. But check it out. It's fun to do. We bake fucking fun shit.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Eagle, anything you want to plug before we get out of here, man?
Just follow me on Instagram at Eagle Witt, and that's it.
Yeah, if you was not, make sure you hit him up.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate you guys, man. This was fun, man. All right, take care, man. All right, peace. All right, that was Chris Scopo and Eagle Witt. Follow them on their social medias. Follow us at Root for Laundry. Like, share, subscribe to the Facebook page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Next week, we're going to have another guest and another team. Thank you again. My name is Johnny McDonald. Have a good one. Be safe.